The Spurs are setting the NBA on fire right now as they have started the season on one of the best starts in franchise history behind the stellar play of Victor Wembanyama, Stephon Castle, rookie Dylan Harper, and much more. And we're going to discuss all the highs of the San Antonio Spurs here on Spurs Digest with your host Keenan Warner. Guys, we've been trying to go live more. We've been trying to get post-game lives more. We had a watch along the other day. Keep your eyes out for all of that great stuff because Josh, Brian, and myself are ready to give all this content to you guys because you guys deserve it here at Spurs Digest. And what we do deserve as Spurs fans is a San Antonio Spurs team that has been elite. Lowest opponent field goal, closest defender this season, 35 field goals defended minimum. Wemby's the best. Does it shock anybody in the world? Absolutely not. There is a quote that I want to touch on here really quick that he said about mentality. Oh, well, that's his stats. Sorry, my bad. He was talking about his mentality. He says, it reminds me that the collective results trickle down to individual rewards. Such a cerebral mind, especially for someone so young. And we already saw it. We foreshadowed it. Let's just get into what his stats are. 31, 14, 3, 5, only 1.5 turnovers, but 1.5 steals, shooting 60% from the floor and 36% from three. 60% from the floor, and he's taking middies. He's getting to the basket, of course, but he's taking mid-range jump shots. We saw this in preseason. He was averaging about 31 and 15. And we're like, yeah, okay, they'll probably be close. He'll average about 28 and 12, but it won't be. No, he's just doing what he was doing in the preseason. Now he has been dominating these games, and it's led to the Spurs dominating. But it hasn't only just been him. It has been Stephon Castle, game 1 against the Mavericks, 22, 7, and 6. It has been Dylan Harper, 2 games back, 20 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists. Has been Luke Cornett defending the paint. Keldon Johnson, timely buckets. Devin Vassell shooting extremely well so far to start the season. There has been a little bit of cold spells, but overall, he has been shooting very well. This whole entire Spurs unit has been electric and elite to start this season, and that is why they are 4-0. The Spurs currently lead the NBA in net rating. You have the Spurs at 15.6, then the Hornets, the Heat, the Thunder, Nuggets, and so on. Obviously, to start the season, you always get those weird teams like the Utah Jazz are up there. They won't be there towards the end of the season, but you do get the teams like the Thunder, like the Nuggets, like the Rockets, like the Cavs, those teams that you come into the season, you're like, oh, wow. This team looks good, and they're already showing that. The Spurs look good. Truly look good, and it goes back to that mindset that Wemby was talking about. The collective results trickle down to individual rewards. That is his mindset as a team that starts with Gregg Popovich, goes to Mitch Johnson, and then goes down. The mindset, the collective, gets individual awards. That gets you the 31 and 14 because everybody's connected. This team loves playing basketball together. And the thing about this team is they're the worst they're going to be right now. They're all super young, learning how to play alongside of each other. We have seen sloppy points for this team throughout the year, and they still have the best net rating in the NBA. Fast break points because of that net rating, because of the defensive prowess that we've seen this year. 22 points. That's second. You get Dylan Harper going downhill. You get Wemby blocking shots. This roster as a whole, field goal percentage led by Wemby at 60, but you can't just have that. You have these other players getting downhill. We're going to talk about Dylan Harper because I've got to talk about Dylan Harper a little bit. Josh did a great job highlighting his strength during the watch along, and thank you to everybody who was there. We got almost up to 400 people watching along towards the end of that game against the Brooklyn Nets. That was a fun one. And this is a key stat. And if we can just stay within the top 10, we have true conference finals potential. Genuine, not hyperbolic, true conference finals potential. 39% all the way to the bottom right. Top 7 in the league in three-point percentage at 39. We're only making 11 a game. But if we're hitting them at 4 out of every 10, essentially, yeah, they'll get it done. Especially when you have Wemby shooting over 60% in the paint. We have Dylan Harper, who is getting downhill at a phenomenal rate. 48% from a guard, the way he gets downhill. That's impressive. The 4.8 assists with only the 2 turnovers, about a 2.5 to 1 ratio. That's going to get it done. 5 rebounds, 15 points in 26 minutes. He is showing why he is going to be a future star of this league already. We have Stephon Castle playing extremely well, and we don't even have this guy, De'Aaron Fox, here yet to help in clutch moments. And also, guys, Die Hard Addicts. If you like this shirt, you like the shirt that Josh Bryan and myself have been wearing, Die Hard Addicts, 10% off if you just code DIGEST, DIGEST. Link will be in the pinned comment and in the description. Look out for that because you need to get some of this Spurs merch while the Spurs are hot. Well, I mean, I guess you have about all season for that because the Spurs are going to be hot and rolling all season long. We're 4-0. Game against the Heat. Very beatable team. That's a team that's going to play tough for 48 minutes. They've got pieces. Khalil Ware, Bam Adebayo. They're missing Tyler Hero. So without that scoring punch, Norman Powell has stepped in for them this year. But this is a game the Spurs are going to be favored in. Then they play the Suns on the road. The Suns do have, obviously, Devin Booker. They have some talent there, Jalen Green. But that's going to be a game the Spurs are favored in. And then they're going to be playing next week the Los Angeles Lakers. This may or may not be without Luka. Even with Luka, they could be favored at home. Without Luka, Austin Reeves has been playing his hardest. But we have the pieces in Castle and Harper and Wemby, honestly, if it has to come to a switch, Carter Bryant, we have the pieces to disrupt the rhythm of Austin Reeves. And then from there, they don't have much other scoring punch. We have a great chance if we play sound basketball. It starts with the collective, gets to individual result. We play sound basketball, we can truly get to 7-0. We can truly get to 7-0 going into group play because of guys like this, because of guys like this, because of guys, I thought I had another one, but because of guys like this. We have such a great unit so far on the season, and they're only going to get better. Harper's only played the first games of this season in his entire career. Castle's only got a year and some change. Wemby's got about 2 years of experience, under 2 years of experience so far. We don't have Kelly Olynyk. We don't have Jeremy Sochan. We don't have De'Aaron Fox. We don't have these players who are going to be pivotal pieces to our success moving forward, and we're still getting these wins. And I understand it's against teams like the Brooklyn Nets that don't have all the talent in the world. I get that. But when we big boy the Dallas Mavericks and make them look small, when we are going in these close games and these close closing moments and we are truly showing poise down the stretch and making plays, that is going to translate. And again, keep your eye out for it. I've said it a couple times. I'm going to say it here before we head out for this video. Watch out for the in-season tournament. The Spurs are going to eye that. That can be a very, very, very pivotal moment for the Spurs if they're able to get to that. Get them into close games, into meaningful games where they can actually achieve and win something. Wemby's going to be ahead. He's going to be hunting the head of a snake. He's going to be there with his hair on fire. And he's only going to have that trickle down to the rest of the unit. But let me know what you guys think about the thoughts of the Spurs, how the net rating, the defensive rating, all of these great things that are happening with the San Antonio Spurs. Let me know what your thoughts are on them. And let me know if you guys are ready for the Miami Heat and if we're going to get to 5-0. But this has been Spurs Digest with your host, Keenan Warner. I appreciate all of you guys, and I will be seeing you guys again very soon.